Somebody please help me make sense of this, because I can't figure it out. Happy lunch hour, guys. All right. It's Saturday, and as usual, it's grocery shopping day for a lot of people, right? Maybe you went this morning. Maybe you had sticker shock when you walked past the butcher counter or the meat cabinet, whatever you want to call it. For the life of me, I cannot figure out the logic of what is going on. Yesterday, according to the USDA, it was reported that beef prices have hit another all-time high. We're still feeling all the crap from COVID on that one. Just give me this, all right? The price of steaks this year, 7 months in, are up 12.4%. Okay? Who's affording steaks, right? The price of ground beef, which most of us eat, that's up 10.3% for the year. Overall, if you take every cut of beef and put it all together, so basically a cow, beef prices are now at $9.26 a pound as of the end of June. It's not that long ago we were paying 99 cents for a pound of ground beef. Granted, it was probably 73.27, but still. $9.26 a pound. I don't care if it's a roast, it's a steak, it's ground beef, it's ribs, it's whatever. Okay? That gets nuts. For a few years, I've been suggesting to you guys to go out and buy a quarter cow, a side of beef, a whole cow, whatever, to put it in the freezer. I'm betting a lot of you guys do that. I'm hoping a lot of you guys did that because it's only getting more ridiculous as to what it's going to cost. And if you think it's going to get better, I'm here to give you bad news. It's not. I've mentioned many times that the cattle herd collectively across the United States is at about the same number that it was in the 1950s, except the population of the United States is nearly double what it was in the 1950s. Okay, so that means, basic math, half of the beef that was available to you in the 1950s is available now. Go to the store, try to buy beef, you get sticker shock. And so people wind up buying something different, or chicken, or more pork, whatever, trying to get a protein source somewhere, right? But most people, will rotate throughout the week. So one day's pork, one day's chicken, one day's beef. Maybe once a week, usually Fridays, people will eat fish. Okay, so that means if you go through it, it's 2 pork days, 2 chicken days, 2 beef days, until you can't afford it. Then it winds up 3 pork and 3 chicken, right? And 1 fish. Maybe you can supplement in there a little bit with some venison you may have gotten. Maybe even have rabbit every once in a while, or chipmunk, squirrel, I don't know. Pick something. People will eat a whole lot of different things. But beef, it's what's for dinner, ain't exactly on the table anymore. So why is it going to get worse? Let's take a look at what happened yesterday. All right. This is where I say, somebody explain this to me. This is a post that Donald Trump put up on Truth Social yesterday. Read this with me. After many years, Australia has agreed to accept American beef. For a long time, and even though we are great friends, they actually banned our beef since 2003, in case you didn't know. Now we are going to sell so much to Australia because this is undeniable and irrefutable proof that U.S. beef is the safest and best in the entire world. The other countries that refuse our magnificent beef are on notice. All of our nation's ranchers, who are some of the hardest working and most wonderful people, are smiling today, which means I'm smiling too. Let's keep the hot streak going. It's the golden age of America. Okay. A bigger market for our beef might drive prices down. Agreed. Here's a little problem. Laws of supply and demand. If we're already operating at 50% of the supply per person, as I said before, that's going to drive the price up. If we start shipping beef to Australia, that's going to reduce the supply available to us even more. What happens then? Prices go up, not down. It's great that Australia will start buying beef for the first time in 22 years. We just don't have any to sell. We don't have enough to put in our grocery stores for our people to eat. Ranchers may think this is great. I want you to see what the Ag Report said. Watch this video.
But first, a major announcement from Australia. The country saying it will ease restrictions on beef imports from the U.S. U.S. beef has been restricted in Australia since 2003 due to concerns about bovine spongiform encephalopathy, or BSE. AgDay's Michelle Rook joins me. Michelle, lifting the restrictions could be key for improving trade talks with Australia.
That's right, Clinton. Australia has moved to reduce restrictions on U.S. beef imports in an attempt to smooth trade talks with the Trump administration and avoid increased tariffs. However, the U.S. beef industry has had several trade wins this week, with frameworks also announced with top beef export markets like Japan and South Korea.
So Ag Day is out of South Dakota, reporting this as a positive thing. Not so fast. We don't have it. It's supposedly to sweeten tariff deals. Okay. So how does this one play? Australia goes, yes, we'll open our markets to your beef. Bring our tariffs down. Okay. So we don't have any beef to sell them, so they don't have to buy any. But their tariffs come down. Now, there's not a whole lot that we buy in the U.S. that comes from Australia. About the only thing I can think of, and there's probably others, I just don't know, is some Chardonnay wines. Okay, and Australian Chardonnays are good if you like it, Chardonnay. So what happens here? Great, we can send beef, but we don't have any, and we don't get any tariffs, or we get restricted tariffs, which defeats the whole purpose of everything. It doesn't bring prices down, and it doesn't reduce the deficit. Somebody explain to me why this is a good thing. We could go right back to where we were yesterday, higher tariffs, and we don't send any beef to Australia, and we come out better. But we signed this agreement. Australia is in much better shape, and we're in worse shape. And ultimately, even if we send one steak to Australia, that's one less in the grocery stores for us. I'll say it again. Find a place to get yourself a side of beef and put it in the freezer. I showed you guys, and I've looked this up again, you can go get a 7 cubic foot freezer, which is enough to hold a side of beef, okay, for under $200 at Walmart. Granted, you got to buy the beef. You got to pay the slaughter costs, the butcher costs. It ain't going to cost you $9.50 a pound. Last one I got was, 9 months ago at this point, No, I take it back. It was delivered in January, so 6 months ago. And we were still paying $4 a pound hanging weight. And then we had to pay the slaughter cost. So by the time all was said and done, I paid about $5 a pound. Now you could say $4.99 a pound. I can find ground beef on sale for $4.99 a pound. Yep, you can. Except I also have T-bones and ribeyes and different roasts and you name it. Bones to make bone broth or bones for the dogs. We like the tongue, the beef liver. Get all that too, okay? It takes a while to rebuild a cattle herd. According to, again, the article I will post below, ranchers are sending fewer and fewer heifers to the slaughterhouse by 4%, which means less meat on the shelf again, okay? Because they need them to replenish the herd. Of course, okay? Sorry, there aren't transgender cows and 2 steers can't have another one. Kind of like people. But we have to rebuild the herd. And the gestation period for a cow is 9 months. And they don't have litters. They have 1. Okay? That's it. So it takes a while to replenish the herd. Then it takes a couple of years before that baby cow is big enough, is fat enough to now take to slaughter. So we are still very, very well behind being able to provide quality product for ourselves. But now it's a good thing that we're going to send it to feed the rest of the world? What's the difference between sending beef to Australia and sending money to Ukraine? In my mind, there's nothing. Either way, you and I as U.S. citizens are the ones getting screwed. Pinball out.